Ghana Evidence Gathering Mission, March the 13th, 2022, Sunday. Cooperating terrorists that have been killing our people, cowardly insecrecy. We are on a mission to expose them. Let's watch this story. We see written boldly, Walgreens. No, it is not Walgreens. The name of the store is Rite Aid. This is the city of Gettysburg, Maryland. Let's know what is happening. In the year 2000, between 2009 and 2011, I was working for Rite Aid, Germantown, Maryland. Which company the U.S. undercover agent, the Montgomery County Police, and the FBI, the terror network of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, used to design the program by which they ran the store behind the scene, all the PTCs. That was the store they used to run the store. The manager there was called Janet. One of the one African American called Berry was the manager, and Janet was assistant with one other assistant manager called Jackie. I was working in that company when that store was taken over by the FBI, Montgomery County Police, the terror network to design a secret program by which they ran the store behind the scene, persecute me. In the interest of the U.S. undercover agent. I go to work, and what they do is, when I'm about to work, the Montgomery County Police and the FBI collude, send the boyfriend of the U.S. undercover agent to go engage, to be sexing her up behind me while I'm on the clock. When I'm about to get off, and the guy is still there with the U.S. undercover agent, they made the company tell me they want me to stay a little bit longer on the job. Why? Because the guy is with the U.S. undercover agent in my home with my two innocent children, sexing my wife up. They use the company to hold me on the job until her boyfriend is done sexing my wife up. And then the company will release me to go back home. Ghana and the nations of this is the 13th of March 2022. Eventually, what the 7-Eleven, the Rite Aid store did in 2011 was to seek to take my job from me, cutting off all my hours, giving me just 1 day to work. No, I was a full-time worker. They cut off all my hours, giving just 1 day to work. So what happened was, while I was pressing for my right for my hours, the management was made to tell me that they want to transfer me to this very store where they could get me my hours, my due hours. So in 2011, they transferred me to this Rite Aid store with a manager called Maria and his assistant, an Ethiopian called Misibu. I came to work here, all a fiasco plot by the Rite Aid company, just to seek to take my job from me. I came to work here, and that company, this same branch, which they told me when I come to work here, from the city of Germantown, they transferred me to another city, this Gettysburg, so as to come here and they will get me my full hours. I came to work here, and the same tactical discrimination against me of cutting my hours was what they were using. So eventually, I had to give them back their job. This Rite Aid store. And Ghana, humanity, and the nations of the world, just like I've told us, for the Montgomery County Police, the FBI, the terror network of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to cover up the involvement of the Rite Aid Company, which was the initial company used to set up the program by which every other store that I've worked for since 2009 in the state of Maryland has been run. They run the stores by operating the purchases. They use their agents as customers. And then as they pose as customers, if they have to assault me on the job, they assault me. Whatever evil that they decide, they perpetrate against me on the clock. They discriminate against me, persecute me on the clock. So that Rite Aid Company, because of their involvement in the crime covering, the name, the company was sold statewide, the whole of the US. When the US undercover agent was getting exposed before her own government at the White House and before international authority, UNI Commission for International Criminals Court, Hague, and before the United Nations, I was sending report upon report to international authorities. So the US undercover agent was getting exposed, and what the FBI, Montgomery County Police, would do with the Rite Aid Company, they colluded that they should sell out the Rite Aid Company, change the name. The entire state of Maryland changed the name to Walgreens. So I have been an employee of this Rite Aid Company. It is not called Rite Aid. It is not called, Walgreens. I've been an employee of this Rite Aid. It is not called Walgreens. It is Rite Aid. But for the willful covering up of their role in the coward secret killing of the Ghanaian people, with the Montgomery County Police, the FBI, the US undercover agent, they go to the extent of selling companies which they have used in their cowardly secret killing of our people, in terrorizing and persecuting me on the job. They go to the selling the companies. Apartment complex where I have been a tenant of, and it has been taken over by the FBI, Montgomery County Police, the US undercover agent, to terrorize me, persecute me, and to cover up the crimes, make a force to cover up the crimes of the killing of our people. They sell a whole apartment complex and change the name just to cover up the involvement of the apartment complex in the coward secret killing of our people. This is another example with Rite Aid, because they are the original company in the state of Maryland used to initiate the program, to set up, to create the program by which the FBI, the Montgomery County Police, and their agents of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo are used to pose as customers for the company, and they dumped money into the company as customers, while they persecute me, terrorize me, and if I'm exposing, they kill our people. They had to go to the extent of covering up for the Rite Aid Company, making them sell it and change their name statewide. This is not the Rite Aid that we saw at Germantown, Maryland. I'm in the state of Gettysburg, and this is another example proving that it was a statewide crime covering agenda that the FBI, Montgomery County Police, engaging with the US undercover agents. They know they are killing our people. You remember 711 Henderson Corner, which was used to persecute me and with the Germantown Police and the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo terror network, the Ghana Embassy, Washington DC. They eventually plotting with the Akufo-Addo government and killing Jerry John Rawlings on the 20th of November 2020. I officially left the company and went to Ghana for 6 months. Within that 6 months that I returned, the Pakistani coward secret killers who were aiding their own people to be killed with the US undercover agent. The terror network of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. They had to sell the 7-11 Anderson company to cover up their involvement in the secret killing of Jerry John Rawlings. And they made the owners of the store under 6 months, where the store had been in the state of Germantown for over 10 years. They quickly sold it and let the owners flee to Pakistan and from Florida. Mr. Shah and the wife Anila Shah, they made them flee the state of Maryland, Germantown, with the husband going to Pakistan and the wife going to hide in Florida. Ghana, they kill us and they are wiping out every existing evidence to the coward secret killing just because of one US money-loving, dangerous US undercover agent for whose sake we are getting killed. United Nations, Humanity and the Nations of International Criminals Court, US Justice Department, African Union. Yesterday, the 12th of March, 2022, I had come to the office with a report through email. The Montgomery County Police, the FBI, in the interest of the US undercover agent, continue to be used by the Biden and the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo administration for their terrorism against me, medical terrorism you see against me, persecuting me, terrorizing me in America. But however, I'm not moved. All men are created equal. So you have received my report last night, the 12th of March 2022. I stand by my report, and I'm waiting for the Exxon Mobil company, which has, after my on-the-job injury, have plotted and are seeking to take my job from me, asking me not to come to work for 2 weeks until one manager called Mr. Fraz is come from vacation. Just because I have captured the Montgomery County Police their terrorism and their crimes against me of seeking to rob me of my income. The Exxon company, which I have sustained an injury on the company since January. I've been working for them. They've taken all my hours, making work only 3 days. I've been working for them since January. However, because on the night of March 10th, Thursday, they have sent the Montgomery County Police to come after me on the clock, and I captured evidence of you. The next morning, when Rihanna came to work, the manager, they are plotted that they are taking, I should not come to work because I am injured, so I should not come to work until her boss, the manager, Mr. Fraz, comes to return from vacation, so that he gets in touch with me, then I come to work. What a shame of total disregard for the labor laws and the willful crime and criminality. I'm waiting, United Nations, International Criminals Court, African Union, US Justice Department. I'm waiting for the 2 weeks. I'm still continuing my treatment for the injury. God is with me. I'm not moved. God bless my homeland. Walgreens, indeed. Total shame on them. Right Aid. Corporate terror institutions that are killing Africans in the 21st century because of one dangerous US undercover agent, money-loving US undercover agent. They robbed America as much as $1.6 billion in one day using the 7-Eleven company. And yet, the US government cover up the crimes in the interest of the corporate forces, because the corporate forces determine who gets to the White House. Democracy is society. God bless my homeland. That's